Hi there. It's been a minute since I've done a grumpy Grammy rant, and a lot of that deals with just how busy the news cycle has been, and I haven't felt great, and I've marched in lots and lots of marches recently. Hopefully you guys did too. But today I do have something to rant about. I want to rant about the stupid war. And I really want to rant about Israel. Israel is a terrorist state. God's not going to curse America if we don't give Iran bombs and money to commit genocide, run an apartheid state, and blow up civilians in Lebanon, Gaza, and now in Iran. And I think what pisses me off about all of it is the United States has now taken the posture of Israel and the IDF. And I don't like that. I find that very disturbing. I'm not naive. You can tell, look at this hair color. I'm old as dirt. But there was one thing I always knew, is the visual, what we saw in any war. I mean, I don't know how to put it exactly. It sounds dumb. Our leaders, our government, always did a really good job of frosting the cake, shall we say. Everything looked aesthetically pleasing. You know, they gave us reason to buy in and support what was going on. And yeah, atrocities were happening in the background. We usually find that out later, and most of us aren't so naive that we don't know it already. But Trump's just out there saying it. He's out there saying he's going to commit war crimes, that he is going to wreak hell and havoc on the Iranian civilian population. Power facilities, desalination plants, their bridges that can block them from getting to market, to work, to, things they need to survive. And this is coming from a man that claimed back in, January and February that he had the protesters back, that he wanted to liberate them. He wanted to save them, touting impossible numbers like 30,000 protesters dead in 1 week in Tehran. Still hasn't proven that number. I mean, we know that the Ayatollah and that regime is a cruel, authoritarian, theocratic regime. But, I mean, hell, Trump was shooting people in the face in the United States protesting, so you'd almost think the Ayatollah and Trump would be natural allies, wouldn't you? But I think the thing that makes me so angry with all this is, how does somebody honestly sit there and justify condemning the health, lives, and safety of 90 million people? He does what he claims he's going to do, and it could be catastrophic. And I'm more pissed off that the world hasn't called him out on his war crimes yet. I almost feel like it's a double standard. If the Western world does it, it's A-okay. But if anybody in the Middle East or the Eastern world does it, it's oppression, it's autocracy, it's, genocide, murder, blah, blah, blah. And speaking of genocide, why isn't anyone calling out Israel on their genocide? It is genocide. There are dead Palestinian children and elderly and women. And don't give me the horse shit about Hamas hides in the neighborhoods. So I don't know where y'all live, but I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I'm just about a 40-minute drive away from Hill Air Force Base. And Hill Air Force Base is surrounded by civilian neighborhoods. So if you hit that base, you are going to hit civilians. And you're going to tell me that's okay? Shouldn't those strikes be a little bit more targeted? Try and make sure that they actually have navigational and GPS capability to get to their target. And the crap about they had outdated intel, I don't buy that. Netanyahu and his happy band of murdering IDF and Mossad, they don't give a crap about civilians. They don't care. Yet the United States stands there and we make ourselves get smaller on the world stage. Rip apart our allies who have defended us, and the only time Article 5 of NATO has ever been invoked, it was on our behalf in the war on terror. Yet Trump treats them like shit and cozies up to Putin, who is giving Iran the intel to be able to strike U.S. assets during this war. And how that isn't considered treason is beyond me. Trump would sell his daughter to Iran if it got him a new skyscraper on their beach and a little bit of oil. You know, we need to really start looking at the alliances that we have and the ones we are losing. Because we are standing with dictators. We are standing with the access of evil. And our president doesn't give a shit about us as Americans, and he doesn't give a shit about them either. He just doesn't care. And I doubt he ever has. Trump is a sociopathic, malignant narcissist. He doesn't care who gets hurt. He doesn't care if it's children getting blown up. He'll come up with an excuse. He likes to live in his rage. And that rage could take us all down. And this Grammy is pissed. I have grandchildren, great-grandchildren, other family members, friends, and they've got kids and grandkids. And none of this is okay. So if any of you can tell me what we're fighting in the Middle East for, I'm all ears, and don't give me the bullshit. We got the weapons of mass destruction, which can, equals nuclear weapon. During, the war on terror, our excuse, or Bush's excuse, to go in was all based on lies into Iraq. And that little excursion that they thought they'd be done with in a month took 20 years. And we had barely been out. 4 years. 4 years. And we're right back in. 2 planes down today. 1 pilot still missing. Shot down by that decapitated, obliterated, decimated weaponry of Iran's. Apparently it fires pretty well when it's obliterated. I want to know where to get that. I'm tired of Trump's lies and gaslighting. I'm tired of the Republican Party totally capitulating, bending over, and spreading wide every time Trump speaks. Are they that scared? Are they that a bunch of big pussy-ass bitches, all those Republican men? Well, they're sure acting like it. And they need to grow up and do what's best, not just for them. This country has millions of Americans that are having a hard time paying rent, buying food. Gas is pushing $4.50 a gallon. Yet what? Oh no, we need to do this war. No one wanted you to finish it. And to Trump and Hegseth, shut your goddamn lying mouths. Those soldiers' families at the dignified transfer did not ask you to keep going until it was finished. That's nothing more than a lie to aggrandize yourself. I hate you both, and I hope you both burn in hell. Trump, you're not Christian. Stop all this fake shit with your prosperity preachers. Are all going to burn in hell with you. God doesn't charge money for people to get blessings or prayers. The fact that you tout that shit is embarrassing. And Hegseth, your Christian nationalist, white supremacist bullshit, that ain't Christianity. That's you being a scared little baby boy that probably has a dick the size of my thumb that can never get satisfied and has never satisfied a woman in his life. So you're angry, pissed, and you just want to kill shit. Well, go to a shooting range. Go out to an amusement park and shoot metal ducks or something. But I'm tired of the warmongering. I'm tired of the division. I'm tired of these asshole-ish MAGA Republicans and their left, right, red, blue, blah, blah, blah. The real answer is that we all want the same things. Well, some of you want to control everybody, but that's never going to happen. We all want a good place to live, and we want a good, solid life on the wages we make. We don't want to have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet. We don't want to be forced to have kids if we don't want one. So keep your legislation, your religion, and your morality out of my pussy and my vagina. Got it? You know, it's not up to you. It's not up to the government to decide how many children someone should have. And even if it violates God's law, guess what? You're not God, so you don't get to decide a punishment, nor can you tell someone not to do it. And I'm tired of the hypocrisy in the right wing. You know, it's unbelievable how many of you are so degenerate, gay, in the closet, doing drugs. You're crazy. All of you are crazy. So I wrap this up because it went a little longer than I expected. We got to start thinking of our next moves, America. Because no government's going to save us. They're not going to do it. They've proven that. They can help start to rebuild, but we have to be diligent. I'll be honest with you. If anybody on the ballot I vote on takes AIPAC money, supports Israel, I'm not voting for them. That includes at the top of the ticket. So whoever the nominee is, they better be willing to call Gaza a genocide, Israel an apartheid government. They better be willing. I don't want conditional, on money given to Israel. We need to cut it off. It's not our fault. What was it that Stephen Miller said about Greenland? Oh, yeah. If they can't afford to defend themselves and they don't have a right to be a country, same goes for Israel. It's time to stop it. And we have to figure the path forward. We can pick those that can help lay down a path for a different America. But hey, folks, we're not going back. What you knew pre-Trump 2.0, we're never going back to that. It's gone. It's over. It's done. You need to start organizing as communities, as states, internationally. We've got to form coalitions on how we move forward, especially if everything blows up. We're all making a nice, cozy assumption that the midterms are going to go off without a hitch. I'm not so sure about that yet. And the way they're purging the military, they're building Pete Hegseth's wet dream. A white nationalist Christian movement that will shoot civilians in the face on domestic soil, just like Donald Trump's ICE, and just like Donald Trump, Stephen Miller, and the rest of that vile, unethical gang of pedophiles want. They want all of us dead. So, till next time, have a great day. And this is your grumpy Grammy rant for Friday in April. Bye.